If you're looking for a show that has formal interviews with few things you can relate to, then this show isn't for you. This is the On the Air podcast starring you, the OTAP show. What does OTAP stand for? Well, we kind of just told you. These are informal interviews with people from all walks of life, talking about experiences you can relate to. Share in all of the laughs with real stories from real people. Find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Android users can listen on the free Podcast Republic app. Now, get ready for this week's episode. Here's the OTAP show with your host, Corey.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Smooth Over, aka Real Ghost White.
Hey, this is Nikita, aka Jakari Star.
Yo, what's good? This is your boy Bob.
This is Kaya, aka Black Honey.
Hey folks, this is Corey, the host for Metal for Brains.
Hey girl, she's so pretty.
This is Greg, the infamous New Age Ike Turner.
Kicking it with the homie Corey, aka The Real Shitty. Now you're listening to On the Air Podcast.
And you're listening to the On the Air Podcast.
The On the Air Podcast.
The On the Air Podcast.
This is starring you.
Starring you.
Starring you.
Welcome to another episode of the OTAP show. It's been a long time since we did one of these. We're doing a roundtable. And I have 6 of your esteemed Uber and Lyft drivers. This episode, we're going to be talking about everything you wanted to know about Uber and Lyft. So we're having a roundtable discussion to answer some of those questions and to satisfy some of my own curiosities. What sparked this episode was I kind of toyed around with the idea of being an Uber or Lyft driver. And I said, you know what, why don't I just do an episode about it, because I could do that because it's my network and I can put whatever I want to put on the show. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to have them introduce themselves to you. Let me start with Miss Courtney. If you would introduce yourself, tell them where you drive primarily, anything you have going on, and how they can find you on Twitter.
Of course I would have to go first. Okay, so I'm Courtney. I drive in Pittsburgh. I've been doing this since August, so not too long, but long enough. You find me on Twitter and Instagram at Pearl of Wisdom. That's 2 M's on the end of wisdom. And that's pretty much it about me.
Okay. Pearl of Wisdom. Why is there 2 M's on the end of wisdom? Like it's Pearl of Wisdom.
Right. Well, I didn't want to put any numbers on there. It's just another M on there. Nothing special.
Okay. That's cool. Y'all ever try to create screen names and really bust our ass to try not to put numbers? I feel like if I put numbers, it kind of invalid. I feel like I have to try to find something without numbers in it, even if it's my birthday. Y'all, I'm the only one to do that? All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't mind the numbers.
All right, Miss Jessica, same thing. Tell us about you, anything you drive, and where we can find you on Twitter.
I'm driving in Chicago. I've been doing Uber primarily in Chicago since January. You can find me on Twitter. I don't know. I don't be on Twitter enough to know.
Oh, wait. Do you have a Twitter account?
I do.
All right,
I don't be on there like that.
But when you
Just
do,
Refresh. That's the name.
What is it?
Just Refresh. Just_refresh.
Just_refresh. That's dope.
Thank you. I thought it was kind of, I don't know, it was something I came up with on the fly. It wasn't too crazy.
It's mad DJ-ish. If I ever be a D, I'm gonna say the underscore and everything. Just underscore DJ just underscore fresh. Refresh. Refresh.
Oh, man.
All right, cool. Miss Marina, your turn. You're up.
Marina from the West Coast, LA, California. I've been doing Uber for about 2 years, and I've been doing Lyft for about 1 year. And my Twitter, don't judge me because I was young when I created it.
Oh,
but
shit.
It's at Vanished Tears.
Vanished. All right, so what's the meaning behind it?
I was a teenager and I had an email address, and I was like depressed with life. Vanished tears. I don't know. I don't know how to change it. I don't know if I can change it, and I don't really care because I'm not on Twitter that much. But yeah.
Man, hold on. Like, this is the second person to say they're not on Twitter that much, but yeah, I found you.
I mean, literally, I have like 40 followers, and I follow like 80 people. So I'm really not on Twitter like that.
That means you ain't got no fake followers.
So all our followers are real.
Right. 100%. Your timeline probably better than any one of ours on there.
Right.
You got
Sure,
zero.
like nobody.
Everybody she know. Now you about to have hella spam after this episode.
Oh, shit.
All right, Sammy, you up.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Sammy, a.k.a. GQ, a.k.a. the player that took player too much. I'm saying that because I have a podcast of my own, and that's how I open it up. My podcast is called Get Hip Radio. And I'm on here because I drive for Uber. I did drive for Lyft. They kicked me off. We'll learn about that.
We
we'll
kicked
learn about that as we,
thank you for reminding me.
Continue the episode. But yeah, you can find me at GQ status_. And yeah, listen to the podcast. Hope you like it. And that's pretty much what I got going on the side. And I'm ready to get the show on the road.
Okay. All right. Cool. Stacy.
Hey. Sorry, I just got finished working, so my name is Stacy. My Twitter is Stacy. That's one word. Driving Jersey, as Corey already highlighted. That's about it.
Okay. All right. Last but not least, Terrence. T, the homie.
All right. My name is Terrence. You might see me on Twitter. I am on Twitter. I'm sorry. But so, yeah, you might see my name Dewey on there. I'm on the podcast because I started driving for Uber September of last year, 2015, and I haven't driven since about February of this year, 2016. But I was driving pretty heavy for a while.
Okay.
In the Raleigh area.
Okay, cool. All right, so the first question.
Corey.
What's up, brother?
My bad. I didn't say where I was driving from. I'm driving DMV, so Baltimore, but I sometimes go down to DC and drive around there. My bad.
No. Okay, cool. Thanks for help keeping me honest on that one, because they would have been asking like, you never said where he was driving from and all that. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first question that I want to know is, what motivated you, or what made you all want to start driving for Uber or Lyft? And if those of you that drive for both, why did you pick whichever one you chose first? I'll start with you, Terrence, since we just left off.
All right. I mean, personally for me, I had just recently purchased a car. It wasn't like a brand new car, but it was a used car. It didn't have a ton of miles on it, like 20,000 and whatnot. And I've seen people talking about Uber, working for it, taking rides for it, and what drew me to it was honestly just earning some extra income. I wasn't making a ton in my job at the time, so I was just trying to get some extra income, and I liked having the flexibility. I didn't want to have a traditional part-time job that you had to clock in, and you were kind of constrained. So really just having the extra money and having the flexibility with my time. And when I first started, I'll be honest with you, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of weird things happened sometimes, but it was a lot of fun, and just having that money and the flexibility.
Okay. All right, cool. Marina.
I started driving Uber first about 2 years ago because I had a business and I had closed down my business. And I just didn't know what to do at the time. So I had a friend who was working and he was like, hey, it's good money. And I was like, okay. So I started with Uber. I didn't do Lyft because of the mustache thing. Like, that wasn't, like, I don't want nothing on my car, you know? So I'm not trying to drive around with no fucking mustache. So I was like, no. So I'm going to do Uber. So I started doing Uber, and then once the rates started dropping, like, a lot in LA, I was like, okay, I got to switch over to do both. So I started doing both.
Yo, I got to say, like, I started riding Uber first because they were cheaper, but from what I saw was like I guess management or whoever had the Lyft drivers being mad extra, like they do refuse to pull off before I did the fist bump with him, and then he had like this he had this weird ass, like, you know, they had the mustache. Some people put it in the car, some people put it on front of the car, and I was like, oh man, like you guys are like hella friendly.
You know what? That shit is embarrassing. Like, I do not want fucking pink mustache on my car anywhere.
Hey,
don't get me started on Lyft. Do not get me started.
Hey. We got a whole spot for you because you got kicked out of Lyft, so we gonna find out. But yeah, so like the I guess from what I've seen recently, the pink mustache, I don't know if like they really enforce that now, but if they were really going to be different, that definitely was what it was. So cool. All right, Courtney, you up?
Okay, so what started me was my husband. He actually signed up for Uber, and so he convinced me to sign up because he would get a bonus as a referral. So at that time, he got $500 for me signing up, and then I got a $250 bonus starting. So of course I'm going to do it. So that's why I started. And then with Lyft, initially we couldn't do it because our car wasn't new enough. But like a few months after driving Uber, we were able to get a new car, and then we signed up for two just to have those options. So that's how we do it. I do love my glow stash though. So you know they have a glow stash for the dashboard now that I like.
In place of wait, that's Uber. Okay, so Uber got like a glow what?
No, Lyft has glow stash.
Oh, you said a glow stash, like a mustache that glow in the dark?
Yeah, it lights up.
Yo, what's the deal with the mustache? Yo, they really pushing this pink ass Yosemite Sam mustache. What's really good?
Right, I'm really corny like that, so I like the little glow stash. So, like, I put it in my dashboard and go around the city.
Do you like you be refusing to pull off if people don't give you the fist bump?
No, I don't talk to people. Like, I don't even want them to touch me. Please no.
Okay, all right, cool. Jessica.
I started just because I moved back to Chicago from Michigan to finish school, and I needed something more flexible and just extra income from working with my uncle. He got like a little store that I helped him out at.
Okay.
So that's pretty much my story.
Did I skip Stacy?
You did.
Stacy.
Rude. Just rude.
Why did you start driving?
So I failed to mention that I drive for Lyft. I've been driving Lyft since about August of last year, so almost a year now. What am I supposed to be answering?
You tell me, like, damn, you can tell who ain't paying attention.
I'm sorry.
The most excited in the group got other stuff to do.
I heard everything.
Right, she don't care about none of us.
Glow stash, her not like, I have the glow stash as well, but I don't put it in my car because I don't know about LA or any of the other areas, but in Jersey, we get targeted a lot by the police, and they give us all types of tickets and fines. I've never personally got one.
For the mustache?
Yeah, it's not, it doesn't go over as well here for whatever reason. Like, we just got into Newark Airport. I also work my other job, and it's been such a big thing between the Uber, protests and things like that. So the airport has their own taxi services. So they don't particularly want Uber and Lyft there, and we just got in, like, they okayed us picking up, just to pick up at a certain area now.
Yeah, Stacy makes a really good point because, like, jokes about like the emblems being like funny or corny. I do see people get targeted. I've been targeted. At the airport. I go to the airport. I would have to drop somebody off and leave because before you couldn't even drop people off at the airport, and they kind of expanded rules for different areas. Going places that taxis are normally at, they kind of, I'll say they harass you. I'm sure everyone has a different experience, but they kind of intimidate you because they know that you're kind of digging into their bits a little bit. So I would fly under the radar, honestly.
That's I am anyway. Like I just don't particularly want anyone to know that I drive for Lyft unless it's like my pastors, and what I tweet on Twitter and put online. So it's too much. Like I've heard about fines, exorbitant amounts of fines, and they'll tell you all these things like that just for doing what pretty much everyone does right now. I mean, as long as you have a car that's substantial.
So, like,
my car is a 2003.
Just to be clear, the target or the fines and whatnot is not because of the mustache; it's because of what you're doing.
Because of what we're doing, but if we display, I know Uber has the little the U emblem, that kind of glows in the dark. And they, for the most part, all the Uber drivers I see, they display it. Lyft drivers are a little more discreet in that way. I'm not sure why, but I'm guessing it's because of the targeting. But I just feel like we put our emblem up. That's just an easier way for them, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. All right, Sammy. So what started you to driving Uber?
All right, so I started Uber September 15th last year, and I did it because I was in between jobs. So basically, it didn't work out with my last job, and I was like, all right, well, I need to find a way to pay for rent. I still got these expenses; they ain't going away. Mm-hmm. So, I signed up the day that I found out that I wasn't going to be working at the other company anymore. And it took me about 3 days, for the background check to go through, and I was accepted. So that was pretty much a way for me to kind of like keep myself afloat. And also, when I got my new job, it was a way for me to kind of like get that extra income as well. So I did it well into my new job, about 3 months afterwards. I did well into that, and I continue to do it. So I don't have as often as much anymore because I have time. But whenever I do have time, maybe early in the morning or something like that, I just go out there and just turn it on, and just drive it around. It's pretty fun.
Okay. So is it really enough? Like, do you really get enough money to help sort of like if you're in between jobs and let's say you decide to do, I don't know, 6-7 hours in a day, like, is it really enough to kind of sustain you?
Well, okay. It was really like a stopgap for me. I knew I had about 2 weeks to get like a check from the last job. So it was, I knew I still had checks coming in. So I knew I couldn't do it ever, just go alone. But I did do a lot of hours because I had that time now. I wasn't going to work. I would do it from like all day and just drive around, and the only thing I would do is probably groceries and gas. So, I was able to make pretty good money from there.
Gotcha. Did you start driving for Uber or Lyft first?
I started driving for Uber first.
Okay.
Uber.
So I'm gonna just jump right to it, man. How did you get fired from Lyft?
Say that one more time.
Why did you get fired from Lyft?
All right. So
Sammy was like,
so
"Fuck that mustache."
How you were saying that. Okay, so how you were saying in the beginning how the dude didn't let you go because you had a fist bump, right?
Yeah.
I pretty much thought okay. So right now my rating for Uber is like about 4.8, 4.85. So I'm pretty good with Uber. So in Lyft, what I did at Lyft, I thought I could just do the same thing. So I met up with my mentor, but I wasn't really paying attention to him because I'm like, look, I know what I'm doing, bro. So I was just doing what I had to do. So I'm signing up for. I'm driving for Lyft. You know, I'm doing my thing, and the ratings don't show up until you have the first, I think, 30 rides. So I'm not seeing how I'm doing, right? I get an email and it says, "Oh, you got like 3 stars, 2 stars." I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like my car smells good. You know what I mean? It's like dirty. You know, I'm nice to them. Come in. I actually want to do the GPS or they want directions. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? I'm basically doing the same thing I'm doing with Uber. I'm getting these low stars and stuff like that. I'm like, what is going on? So I asked somebody else, and they were like, yeah, you didn't give them the fist bump, or you didn't give them like candy or water or anything like that. You didn't offer them anything. I'm like, what you trying to tell me? I got low ratings because I didn't offer them candy. I didn't give them water. And I didn't fist bump them? Are you serious? The whole time in Uber, but Uber, I'm getting rave reviews. I'm getting 5 stars left and right. You know what I mean?
Because they ain't got no fist bump.
but I get off a Lyft because I'm not giving people candy. Real talk? Okay, true.
I'm obligated to that though.
You said what?
I was saying no one is obligated to do that though. So
apparently you are.
Well, and maybe in the DMV because I wasn't giving fist bump. I think the people in the DMV were expecting to be like, "Hey, here you go, fist bump." I wasn't about to do all that. Like, you come in the car, hi, how you doing? We'll have a conversation. I don't need to give you a fist bump and give you some candy. You're a grown person. Like, come on now.
Yo,
let me just say that I've never given anybody a fucking fist bump, okay? No fucking candy. Don't ask me for a charger. You cannot hear your own music. I don't give them shit.
Wait, Marina. What's your rating?
Yeah.
What's your rating?
My rating, it's like a 4.8, 4.7, but that's because, like, honestly, I'm just mean to everybody. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo,
they'll be like, can I play my music? Oh, do you have a charger? If nice, I'll be like, yes, I have a charger. If they're not nice, you're not getting a fucking charger. Marina, you're not getting shit.
Wait, what's wrong, Marina?
Marina's like, my job is to drive you from point A to point B.
Yup. And if I have to kick you out, which I've done, I will fucking kick you out of my car.
Marina be scaring them into them 4-star ratings.
Yeah, she's real out there.
I drive in LA.
So, but you know what? I get it because I used to live in Los Angeles, and it's just a whole different type of driving atmosphere. Period. I learned to drive. Like, I'm from Atlanta. I live in Atlanta. I learned to drive in Atlanta. Well, I learned how to hold a car on the road in Atlanta. I didn't really learn to drive until I got to Los Angeles. It is hyper aggressive driving. All that being courteous, and letting them because you'll be sitting there waiting for an hour, especially when you try to get on the ramp. So, but for you, Marina, it sounds like it's a little bit more. Like, did you start out like on 10 when you first started driving?
I will tell you. When I started out, I was really nice with people. It's like, people get in your car and they feel like you're obligated to give them a ride. First of all, bitch, I'm not obligated to give you shit, okay? Let's start there. Second of all, have some respect when you come in my car. Don't put your shoes on my fucking seats when my seats are even leather seats. You know what I'm saying? People just, I feel like some people it's raised by animals, and I'm like, where's your home training? Why are you fixing your hair and throwing your extra hair in my car? So with time, honestly, and before the pay was good, now the pay sucks. So now I'm like, if the pay is not even there, I don't even have to be nice to you because, for what? I'm not even getting paid to be I'm not even getting paid good enough.
So let me ask you this because I want to find out what was the last straw for you that sent you you know what? Forget it. Something happened that sent you over the edge, and we got this person. What happened? Who was it, and what did they do?
You know what? The last person that really I had to log for the whole day was this girl walks up and she's like, "Hey, are you my Lyft?" And I'm like, "No," because I was Uber. And you guys know we don't have pictures of the people who are coming in on Uber.
I didn't know that.
So then. No, we don't have pictures, so we don't know what you look like, but you guys have my picture, my car, you have my license plate, you basically have everything you need to have. So this girl comes up and she's like, "Are you my Lyft?" And I was like, "No." She's like, so she walks away and I'm still waiting for my, my passenger. So then she comes back, she's like, "Well, are you my Uber?" And I was like, "Well, is your name, Stacy?" And she's like, "Yeah." So she gets, and she's like, "You know what? You could have told me you were a Lyft." I was like, "Well, you know what? You didn't fucking ask me. So you asked me for if I'm your Lyft." I said no because I'm waiting for an Uber. And she's like, and so I start to trip. I haven't really drove off yet. And then she's like, "Well, just so you know, I'm going to report you." And I turned around and I said, "Get the fuck out of my car." And she was like, "Oh my God. I was like, "Did you not hear me? Get the fuck out of my car." I'm like, report me, bitch." I told her, I'm like, "Report me, bitch. I'm not scared." Like, so she's like, "Oh my God, are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bitch, I'm serious."
So what then, we just found out.
Shut out my car, but I'm like, bitch, you got me fucked up.
So what we just found out is that this is all Stacy's fault.
This is all her fault because I told her, "You know what? When you opened your app, it tells you my name, my car, make, and model, my license plate, and a picture of me. If you can fucking figure that out, like, girl, I can't help you."
I heard somebody mention about getting a mentor. So is that the whole part of like when you first start driving? Like, I'm gonna ask Courtney. Tell us about when you first get started driving Uber or Lyft. What do you have to do to get on?
Well, the mentor is just for Lyft. So they try to do like this interview type thing with you to see if you fit as a driver for them. But by the time we were already doing Uber, so it was just kind of like, okay, I'll drive. We drive. What are you gonna do? I can't do.
Exactly.
For Uber, it was just a sign up, a background check, and actually, like last year when we were doing background checks, it took a few weeks to actually get them back. But most recently, when I refer people to sign up, they get their background done in like a few days. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but in my opinion, most of the creeps that you have to worry about are the passengers and not the drivers. But of course, you get those stories.
So let's talk about like things like, and anybody can jump in and answer this. The type of insurance you have to have on your car. Does either Uber or Lyft or either one of them offer like a certain type of insurance that extends to their passenger? Do they require you to have full? What'd you say, Stacy?
Lord mercy, there's a whole lot to say about that. Let me tell you, especially in Jersey. I don't know about the other areas. I could open here in New York for the most part. And I guess other drivers are probably aware. Lyft covers us if we get into an accident. Okay, let me answer the first question. So, you have any insurance that, your personal insurance, right? Just need a copy of your insurance card and you're good. And when your insurance is about to expire, say, you just have to update it with Lyft. And I guess Uber is the same, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So you just let them know, like, hey, my insurance is about to expire. They actually send you, in the app, they send you a notification, which I have popping up right now because my insurance is, like renewing July 1st. So I just, like, prompt you to update the information. So, yes, no.
What's happening?
What is go ahead, because I missed the second part. Go ahead.
Yeah, so your personal insurance only covers you. Like, if I'm driving and I get in an accident, obviously, right? Now, if I'm on my way to pick up a passenger, right, and let's say I get into an accident while I'm technically, quote-unquote, on the clock, Lyft doesn't cover you. Your personal insurance isn't going to cover you, and Lyft is not going to cover you.
Wow.
So there's an insurance gap that a lot of drivers aren't aware of. And I've heard it happening to a lot of drivers who just don't know how insurance works in general, or just don't know how rideshare works and know what the loopholes are with insurance. So now, if I'm going to pick up a passenger, this is like a third tier. If I go to pick up a passenger, I have the passenger in my car now, and we get into an accident. Now Lyft covers me, right? So I think it's like $1 million, like who knows, whatever. So they cover you up to whatever amount, right? So a lot of people don't know about that gap, and that's how I spoke up on it.
What is the because I already mentioned with the mentors with Lyft, what exactly is the mentor program, or do you have to have it? Like, what is it?
Yeah, you have to do it in Jersey. For me, I don't think I had the same experience as everyone else because my mentor was very I don't even know what to call him. Like, he didn't care. Like, he was like, no, I see you want to drive. I see you want to get on the road. They're supposed to inspect your car. They have a list, whatever. And really, all he checked for was to see if my car was 4 doors, which obviously it is. If you look at it and tell, that my car had 5 seatbelts, things like that. The check engine light wasn't on. And really basic things, and I thought it was going to be much more. And I was really worried. I'm like, my
did
car
somebody
is
just
not,
fall?
I was good. And he was like, well, you have 5 seatbelts, you have 4 doors, you're good. And he processed my insurance information, and I was just waiting for my background check, but I really started driving before the background check came back. So, I don't know. I feel like he just didn't care. Like, he just wanted to sign me up and get his whatever he gets.
I think one of the main things they check for, like the mentor is basically with Lyft, when you sign up, you have to have a mentor, so they kind of explain things to you. I know when I did it with my mentor, he was, okay, well, you look, like he checked my car, we went on a ride, they inspected it, but they're like, yeah, you look good, meaning like I don't look like a creep. So I think another thing with Lyft, what they do is kind of like fill you out, you know what I mean? Like how you interact and if you're kind of social or not. And another thing that's big in LA, I don't know about other cities, but because we have so many cultures here and so many different groups of people, some of the drivers don't speak English, right? Because some of them are old taxi drivers, which are in LA, it's mostly Armenian people. So other thing, when your mentor gets you is kind of to even see in LA at least, to see if you even speak the language, because there's been a lot of complaints, I know, in LA about, people becoming drivers and not even having like basic English skills. So that's another thing that I know they check for, at least here.
Yeah, that's actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's a huge problem here. And it's difficult when it's the reverse. Like, I speak English, but my passenger, I guess they figure they put in the address so it's there to talk about. But it's difficult because I do need to speak to them, and like, say something just happens. I've been in situations where I need to speak to my passenger, and they're just like, I don't know what to say, but they don't speak English, or they don't speak English very well. So that's been really difficult, but I can't say something that I come across too often.
So when they inspect your cars, like, do they care about like if you got like scratches or or dents on your cars or anything like that?
No, I don't care about that.
What's funny?
That's pretty much good.
Is there like any type of car that they won't take Uber or Lyft?
It has to be a 4-door car to be able to use it. So anything with doors, you can't drive with.
That makes sense.
And it also has to be a certain year too. I know with Uber it had to be like 2013.
Yeah, I think both Lyft and Uber have years. I think with Lyft, it's like it can be past or older 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
I think Lyft is a little bit more flexible, but yeah, your car has to be 4-door. I mean, I know they kind of check for dents, like to see like it's working and you don't have like a big, smash crash or somewhere. Yeah. Besides that, they only really check for the whether it's a 2 or 4-door, and then what year it is.
Yeah. So in Pennsylvania, I'm sorry. Okay, in Pennsylvania, for Uber, it's 10 years, and then I know for Lyft, it has to be right now 2009 or newer. So it depends on the state. So each state has like different requirements. Because I know someone that I refer in like DC area to have a chauffeur's license or some type of passenger type insurance to be able to drive there. But here I can just put everybody in my car and go.
Let me change gears a little bit. Jessica, you drive in Chicago. I know that right now in Chicago, like there's like Lyft and Uber might be leaving Chicago. What's going on?
Okay. What's
going on, and how do you feel about it?
So Friday was a big vote with the city council and for the aldermen. They tried to propose a deal where like Uber has to do like fingerprint checking. They want us to get some limited chauffeur's license, and I think they want to change the car model year to like 2010 as far as like how old it can be. So the vote was Friday. And so far, I guess it's like upheld, and the mayor has to like veto it on Wednesday, I heard. But then I did read something today where they coming up like a compromise, we're giving them like 6 months to a year to get like the fingerprint check, and I guess they didn't say anything about like the car year. I don't know how I really feel about it because I do it part-time right now, and in the years I don't see it doing it too much longer, so. Gotcha. I'm kind of like on the fence about it.
I'm gonna go down the line because I know my listeners want to know this, and if you don't want to answer, I completely understand. But one of the questions that I got in my email about that they wanted me to ask is, on the higher end, what's the most that you've made driving Uber or Lyft like in 1 week? I'm gonna start with you, Courtney, and if you don't want to answer, I get it.
That's fine. I don't drive as much anymore, but I know like the highest that I've ever made would be like on Halloween when I was driving, and I think within about 4 hours I made $300. But of course that's here in Pittsburgh, so I'm sure other cities are a little bit different. But driving after midnight on the weekends, you're gonna make more. So I can make like on a Saturday maybe 150 in about 3 hours. And the best part about Lyft is that the passengers can tip you in the app. So I might come up a little bit more than that. And then sometimes with Uber, your passengers will tip you. So that's one thing that I actually enjoy about it. So
you know what?
It's actually really lucrative.
I'm glad you brought that up. Is it cool for them to tip you in cash?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a regulation against that? Like, I know you.
No. Let me answer that. They try to make it seem like the drivers don't accept that. Nah, you can give me cash.
I'm not turning it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Nah,
I
I'm not turning it down.
Nah, you can give me that. You want to give it to me?
But what's funny as a passenger, like I even tried to tip some of my Uber drivers, and they be like, no, don't tip me. I'm like,
no.
Because that's what they're supposed to say.
No. Hand me the cash.
Crazy.
All right.
I'm not going to deny it. You can hand me the cash.
Yeah, exactly.
So, one lady told me to take her to the ATM. You know I was quick to do that.
All right. So, Jessica, with you, what's the most that you've made in a week driving either Uber or Lyft?
In a week, I think the most hours I put in was about 30. I made like 800. That's about the most I made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marina?
This was maybe about a year ago when the rates were still good, but it would also on Halloween day, and a day I made about 1,300. Yeah.
Okay. In one day.
Was that primarily?
No, that whole week was 1,200 in a day. I'm sorry.
You're hella jealous.
No, in one day, the most I've ever made was about $800, and that was that Halloween day. It was 100. Because one ride alone was like $170. Because like the surge was like 5 times or something, and I was working all day. Yeah, I was working all day, so I went home with like $780, some shit like that.
I got you. Marina, you've been driving for how long? What, 2 years?
Uber, I'm on year 2. Yeah, past year 2. So I'm like 2 and a couple of months. And with Lyft, I've been them for about a year and a few months.
Has anybody been driving longer than that? Because I think she's been driving the longest. Anybody been driving longer than that? No? Okay, cool.
I don't think anyone does it that way. It's like once you start, when you first start, you're like really addicted to chasing that money, and it's really fun. Then after a while, you get really tired, especially wearing and tearing on your car. Mm-hmm. So it's like now to find other things to do. For of course my husband who does it full time now, so he enjoys doing it. But the downside of it also, we use our truck for Uber. And he just wrecked it, so which means he's work right now. Mm-hmm. It's definitely upsides and downsides to it, and it depends on like if you're able to live that type of life. So, say if you're out of work for a while, are you going to be okay? So,
right. Yeah, and let me just say, I do it full time, especially when I started. And the rates were good, so I was bringing home like 4,000. A month, I want to say. I was able to pay off $12,000 in debt. But now, like, I don't have debt. I don't need to work as much. And like I said, like the passengers, they just get to you over time. So I'm not sure if that was Jessica speaking, but you're right. After a while, you just kind of like, you're kind of over it, especially when the money is not there. Like, I'm not making $4,000 anymore like I used to, So I'm just like, now I'm gonna do it part time.
Gotcha. Terrence, we hadn't heard from you in a while. What's the most you've made in a week?
The most I made was actually my very first week working, but I worked about 45 hours in a week, and I made about $720. That was my very first time, and that included like $100 referral. So, I didn't make it a ton, and I put in. I know people have been saying how much they worked. When I worked, like I said, 44 hours, I worked a lot more than that because you're out there on the road. You might be chilling at a parking lot. You might be taking a quick nap so you don't fall asleep driving. You might be eating some food. So I would say in actuality, I probably put it closer to 50 hours, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I made good bank the first week. But I'm in North Carolina, and our rates, like Marina's talking about, where the rates were crazy in LA at one point in time, and they're way lower. Well, it's similar here, but they were never crazy as they were in LA, and they're even lower by the time I started. So, but yeah, like $655. You think most of the part-time gig, I can go hard. Maybe when you got bills to pay, or you're trying to pay for a trip, something. But it catches up with you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sammy, what's the most you made in a week?
Because like even this week, just having to put new tires on it, especially depending on what you drive, because we have an SUV. So one tire costs you like $350, and that pretty much wipes out like half of your week. So it's like they're really worth it in the long run.
Right.
What's the most you made in a week, Sammy?
This was during I think it was during New Year's. I made about $350 that week. Mm-hmm. So it was bulk of that money was being made during New Year's. It was either New Year's or Halloween, but I know it was a holiday. Every time it's a holiday, either it's Halloween or something big, I'm always out there. Like I don't care about partying. I'm trying this money. That's how I feel about it.
That's exactly how I am.
What was
you could be out there for the holidays, get those surge prices and stuff.
What was the most you made in a week, Stacy?
So I too drive during holidays. I actually, I'm listening to this and I'm just thinking like, wow, I tell my friends like, you know what, I'm not out because I'd rather be making money. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, so I mean, they're out blowing hundreds of dollars. I'm good. I'm good on it, especially at this age. But the most I've made, I'm gonna say, is about 60 in a week. And that wasn't driving every day. That was just driving on the weekends, early mornings when people are going to work. Out here, a lot of people, like moms, bring their kids to school. They use Lyft. I get a lot of parents bringing their kids to school in the morning, so that's really good. Good traffic. Yeah, like 650, so not tabby.
Gotcha. Do you have to drive a certain amount? And this is for anybody to answer. Do you have to drive a certain amount to keep your job?
Not necessarily. I mean, not with Lyft. I've heard people say people who drive for Uber that they'll send like text if it's been like a period of time where you haven't logged on, and they'll, I guess, prompt you to log on and keep driving. But I don't think anyone there's like a specific period of time where they'll like just deactivate you or anything if you don't drive. Right, but you make your own schedule, so.
Yeah, but I want to kind of add on to that because at first when I stopped driving for like about a month, and they hit me up with that text. But then nowadays I won't drive for like maybe 3 months, and they haven't hit me with that. I just log on. I think so. I think after you get after a certain amount, because I'm well above like 100 rides at this point. So I think after you get after a certain amount, they don't start prompting you if you haven't been on again, and you can choose your own schedule.
Yeah. For me, like I went over a month without being on, and they'll email me and say, well, why haven't you been on? What's on next? Send me a survey. And then usually in a survey, I say, oh, it's not enough money. The next thing email and well, we'll guarantee you % more this weekend or something like that. So they try to get you back on, but they're not going to kick you off because, I mean, what they do, you're an independent contractor, so you make your own schedule work when you want, so they can't do anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think at this point they desperate for drivers anyway, because I did hear like you have to drive for like a month to keep your account active, but they're not really enforcing those rules.
I think it really depends on everyone's region because I mean I don't know if I'm the most inactive person at this point, but I really have not signed into the app since February, and I still get text messages about events. I still get all the emails. I still get all the guaranteed fares and stuff like that. They do a lot of rides. I probably did like 300 rides in a short amount of time or whatnot, but I mean, they haven't deactivated me at all.
Right.
Gotcha. What is your, almost just around, anybody can answer, what's been your best experience driving? Be it passenger, be it money you've made, time of year. Jessica, what's been your best experience?
Nothing, to be honest. I don't.
Goodness gracious.
Like, I've had some good conversations with some passengers, but nothing that, like, truly, nothing truly made my day or anything like that.
Damn. What's your rating?
I'm a 4.9 right now.
4.9. Okay, all right. And you hadn't had a good experience.
I mean, I've had people, but nothing that really like stands out to me.
You keep it
nothing
like
that really stands out.
You keep it like strictly business. Like you sit in the back seat, I'm gonna drive. Don't say shit to me.
You know what? Sometimes people do hop in the front, and I don't discourage them. It's okay, but I mean, for the most part, I kind of vibe off the person. Like if they don't really say much when I, hit them with the introduction, I just kind of don't say nothing. But if they talk it over, I try to keep the conversation going. And that's just pretty much how I play.
So
I don't offer no candy or no water. So I mean,
my first time riding, they encouraged me, and I guess maybe because it just got started. But I went to the back, the back door. They was like, "No, come sit up front." And I'm sitting here thinking, like, we ain't We ain't really homies like that. Like, I don't know if I want to sit up here.
Were you on Uber or Lyft?
It was Lyft the first time that it happened.
That's right.
Lyft people sit in the front, which I hate, and they are very talkative also. But I think with Lyft they prefer you sit in the front, but I don't know, I don't like that.
So with you all,
I don't know. Most people they just sit in the back on the right side. Like, it's just like out of habit, I guess. I don't know. But I've only had like a handful of people ask if they could sit in the front, mostly at the airport, because it's the way to avoid the cops asking, like, if I drive for Lyft. And some passengers are aware of what's going on and some aren't. So some people will just volunteer to sit in the front. But outside of that, back, and I'm not sure who said it, but I kind of vibe off of people too. You know, you have to, because everybody's different. Everybody has different personalities. Some people get in with their headphones, and I'm like, cool. I turn my music up and just drive them to where they need to go. You know, they obviously don't want to talk, and then you have people who talk the whole ride, and it's. I don't
Marina told them to shut up when they start talking the whole ride.
Yes.
Marina put him out the car.
So what they're talking about, because you know I'm a social worker, so people just, you know, listen to people talk a lot, and it doesn't really bother me unless, or I don't know, you know, like something that would make me uncomfortable, but it really depends. But for the most part, no one's really talking the whole ride anyway. So.
Gotcha.
Not any passengers that I've had, not many.
Sammy, what's been your best experience?
I had a couple of really good experiences. So, you know, sometimes I mentioned before, I have a podcast, so I'm really into hip hop music, and I guess I just got into a really dope conversation about people who are. I guess they were really into music as well, and I think they work in that industry as well. And we just got into a conversation about hip hop. You know, we were talking about a Tribe Called Quest. I think it was when Fight Dog had passed away, so we were talking about that. It was just really dope to hear. I get excited when I talk about those type of things. And another time happened where, you know, sometimes I would get attention from like women. So that would be nice too. So like, you know, that'd be cool. Like, like, oh, you're strong. I'm like, all right, but you know, so like Marina, I've been on a couple of dates with women too. So it's cool.
While you in the Uber?
I mean, you know, I, of course later on, you know.
Oh, okay. I was about to say you turn the clock off, right? Like, when people, so Sammy, when people get in your car, you be like, hey, let me check this out, and you turn on your podcast.
Nah, so okay, that happened a couple of times. No, I wasn't like no. It was also okay. You know, what do you do? And I'll be like, hey, I'm
glad you asked.
Now, I'll be like that. You know, I wear a couple of hats. I'm an accountant. You know, by trade, but you know, I do this and I have a podcast. And oh, you have a podcast? Like, yeah. And then, you know, they said they asked me if I wanted to play it. You know, and I'm like, all right, why not? I'll play a couple episodes. Why not?
You ever have it on already when somebody get in the car? Yeah. Yeah, you better get that. You better get that promotion. All right.
Who's that one? Who's that? Oh, that's me.
Terrence, what's been your best experience, man? Terrence, you still there with us, brother?
Oh, yeah. What'd you say?
No. Terrence. I asked Terrence what was his best experience.
Oh, okay.
I pointed like he saw me pointing at him.
Oh my god! I say my best experience. It's been as a whole in regards to I have had some really interesting networking opportunities.
I work in IT, and I've driven probably about 4 or 5 people who either work with major IT firms like Red Hat and Citrix, or even headhunters for IT. So that's been really cool. The funny thing is, it never translated to anything because I kind of started taking off at my job that I had at the time, so I didn't need to utilize them, but I still have them as contacts. So really just making those contacts with those people has been really, it was really great always having those contacts, and they remember me as a nice or cool Uber driver. So that's probably been my most nice experience, just the networking aspect.
What's been the weirdest request that you ever had in the Uber?
Someone asking for a fucking threesome.
Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you, these LA people are fucking weird. People are fucking weird.
Marina, I was gonna wait, but you got like all the stories, so fuck it. All right, what happened?
Go ahead, Marina.
Tell us, Marina. God.
I picked up this couple one time. It was like an older white couple, and she was like, "Oh, it's my husband's birthday." I was like, "Oh, happy birthday." She was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna go downtown, see what's going on. Like, maybe have a threesome. I don't know if you're interested." And I was like, I don't know if she's like fucking with me. Like, did she mean to slide that shit in there? And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" She's like, if you're interested in a threesome. And I was like, not with you. Like,
so you turned it down?
Listen, it was so strange because it's like, it's her husband, but I'm like, hey, whatever, you like that shit. Well, it's not on me. But I was like, no, thank you, but no.
You wasn't going?
No!
You don't like, you not into threesomes? What's up?
Not with them.
So she was saying, look, listen, if they were attractive, she probably would have went for it. That's what it was. Let's be real.
So Marina, if they were attractive and you would have went, would you have left the meter on?
I don't know. You know what? A passenger had me do that one time. He just wanted to sit in the car and talk for like an hour, and he was like, "You can leave the meter running."
That's trash though, because you ain't getting miles off that. So nah.
Yeah, and I was like,
we just in the parking
lot. All right. Courtney, what's been your weirdest request? You be get asked for threesomes too?
So I have a couple, of course, like, because I don't do it as much. I have a couple stories by proxy, okay? So, with my husband driving, I know one time he had someone snort a line of coke in there. And
this is amazing.
And they offered him some, which was like, no, I'm good. But another one.
That booger sugar. That booger sugar.
Right. That happened. But then another time, which was like extremely funny. So he had one passenger, a guy, that was like really fussing and saying that his girlfriend was pressuring him to marry him. And like, marry her. It's like, what do you think? And this, that, and whatever. But by the end of the ride, he offered to jack my husband off.
Whoa. Whoa.
That whole story took a whole left. Flag on display.
Yeah, I have lost control. Y'all wait.
The riders of the creek.
Wait. Wait a minute.
Yep.
All right. So help me understand how it was the dude that offered it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So help me understand how the dude transitioned to offering to jack your husband off. Like, did he not have any money? Like, what was his angle?
He had to have money. I mean, like, the app got you on that. I think it was just like, I think he asked him if he was into guys or something. I don't know. But Actually, when my husband was telling me the story about the guy talking about his girlfriend and all that, I'm like, is this guy gay? Like, I already knew there was something that had to be going on with this story because there's no way that you would just go from here to there. Like, that's why you don't want to marry her. Come on now.
And you drove this car pretty smooth. Let me give you this smooth jack off. Like,
right.
Oh my
Jesus Christ. All right. Wow. Threesomes and jack off stories. Okay. Jessica, you're in Chicago, so what's the weirdest request that you had?
Shoot, I don't got nothing like that, but
I know, right? Like they raised the bar like way up here.
Right, they're gonna be disappointed in my story, but like I was driving early Saturday morning one time, and I guess it was like a rave that ended on that previous night or something, and I was just getting started driving, so I had picked up this guy. Well, I thought to be my passenger. He came in, I mean, like just sloppy drunk, totally drunk. So I'm getting ready to pull off. You know, I verified his name. He's like, yeah, that's me. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready to pull off. And out the corner of my eye, I see another guy run up to the car, and he's like, no, I'm Justin, or whatever you want to say his name was. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I turned to the guy, I'm like, well, you got to go. This ain't your Uber. You know, I'm trying to get him out the car.
That man tried to rob an Uber driver, bro?
Right, he was trying to take it. So I finally get him out the car. In some kind of way, he go to Justin and convince him to let him ride with him in the Uber car. So I'm like, well, I guess we're going to do this. So I dropped Justin off. The other guy, he back there just talking. I mean, it turned out to be an okay conversation, but he just talking.
Terrence, what's been your weirdest request, Terrence? Did I get yours? I asked yours, and she jumped in with the threesome, so sorry about that. What's been your weirdest request, Terrence?
I mean, this one, I don't know if I want to
classify
this as a request, but all right, so I had an Uber rider who I picked up from a bar like late one night. I don't know, it was like 1 or 2 in the morning or whatever. Some African guy. So we were just riding. It was cool, whatever, you know. So, you know, they tell us, I don't know, you obviously wouldn't know, Court, but they tell us, hey, you know, be careful about the conversation you have with people. Don't try to steer it political. You know, people disagree on politics. You know, don't try to escalate conversations. Just talk about chill stuff or don't really talk at all. And so the guy out the gate, he started talking political stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, you know, sure, I guess. He was like, yeah, man, how you feel about Obama? And I was like, yeah, you know, Obama's cool. He's cool. You know, he's a good guy. I love Obama, man. He was like, yeah, well, you know, Nairobi. And I was like, what? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you don't know where the fuck your president is from? And I was like, what? I was like, yo, man, chill. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, nah, I thought, you know, I didn't think he was from, I thought he was from Kenya, you know, but I was like, all right, cool, you know. And so, you know, he kind of got escalated. And so we kept on driving, and I got an XM radio, so I flip channels for different people, whatever they want to listen to. And so when he kind of went off on me, I was like, all right, let me just turn the radio up a little bit. And so I turned it up literally from like 3 to 4, and he was like, turn that shit down. And I was like, yo, listen, this crazy thing, this was literally on my first night of driving. It wasn't my first ride, but it was my first night. So I was kind of like, I'm on Marina's level yet, like, yo, get the fuck out of my house. I was like, all right, I mean, okay, cool, I'm sorry about that. You know, so I drive. He starts talking about, man, you like girls? And I was like, yeah, I do like girls. He was like, girls are all right, man. I guess girls are okay. They're kind of, I just hate girls or whatever. And so he was, I was getting close to his house or whatever. So I drop him off at the apartment or whatever. And so he doesn't get out the car. He like just wants to keep on talking. And I'm like, hey, man, I gotta, make some runs. And he's like, oh, man, you want to come up? And I'm like, nah, man, I gotta make some runs. I promise you, God, it was like, just like trying to get him out the car. And the crazy thing is, after that night, I went and I just got like a little taser because I was like, all right, people trying to act crazy. Like that was the weirdest thing.
I'm glad you didn't go up, man.
I don't know if this is like a common thing or not, but like people invite me to their house all the fucking time, and I'm
hey, what kind of vibes you giving off, Marina? What's up?
But I'm just like, why would you invite fucking Can you hear me?
We can now. You were going off, but it was like hella
No,
mute.
yeah, I was just saying like that's just strange when people invite you to their house, and I'm just like, dude, I don't even fucking know you. I don't even know your last name.
It's because you're super friendly.
Yeah, that's what it is. Giving off that energy over there. Giving off that energy.
Sammy, what was your weirdest request?
Okay, so it wasn't really like a wild request for me, but it was a request. So this what happened. So it was New Year's Eve. I picked up this girl from this hotel, and she was telling me a story. She was like, damn, my friend fell asleep. I was like, what you mean? She was like, all right, so we're supposed to meet these two guys at this hotel, because, basically we know what we're about to do. We're supposed to meet these two guys, but there's only me. I want to go with the guy, but the other guy's there. He don't have nobody to mess with. So what I want you to do, you know what I'm saying, as a favor, if you can just take him home while I go with the other guy to the hotel and, do my thing with him. And I was like, all right, and like, let me tell you, the dude got in the car, he was pissed. Like, yo, this dude was so, like, he was in the back of, like, I didn't want to, like, I didn't want to be like, it's all right, dog, maybe you get him next time. Like, I didn't know what to say. I was just like, it was the most awkward vibe ever. So I guess that counts as a request, just taking him home, you know what I'm saying? He just missed out that night. he was ready for it, man. He's like, I got two girls ready to go. No, only one can.
Stacy, what was your weirdest request? Stacy, you with us?
I think Stacy on mute. She's probably talking on mute.
Stacy, are you on mute? Dang, Stacy, you just been messing up the whole night. What's been your weirdest request?
I think she's on. Yeah, I think she's on mute.
Is she talking in Braille? Yeah, you back now? Dang, is she? All right, you got to start over, Stacy, because we couldn't hear you. You was like sign language, and we, it's an audio podcast. All right, Stacy, we have to come back to you because I always wanted to do that, like on TV when the news report is messing up, they're like, we have to come back to you. I got to do it. Thanks for that.
Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. That's got to be super awkward for you, Stacy, to be like, can we hear you? And we be like, yeah, then you would say nothing.
Hello?
Yeah, you. All right, so like, all right, you off mute. We can hear you. All right, say something.
So what was my weirdest request?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've had anything weird, but I think my first month's driving, the guy asked me to come to his place when I drive tomorrow. That's not really weird to me though. I kind of expect stuff like that.
Flex on him.
Better ask me if I can come up.
Yes. I'm a social worker, so not much surprises me, the things that people say. So,
okay.
Yeah, and then I had a guy, I guess a weird experience that I still can't figure out to this day was a guy who told me I had a nice mouth and grabbed my mouth.
Wait, he grabbed your mouth?
Totally unexpected. It was totally unexpected. He was in the backseat with his friends. He was drunk off his ass, so
Did you punch him for violating your space?
Like, how did this happen? Like, why did you reach out and touch my mouth? Like, that was so weird.
How did you respond? How did you respond?
Okay, so I picked up 3 guys, and the funny thing, I guess I was so shocked.
Oh, Marina left. I need her back.
And I'm not really into Indians, and I didn't know Indians were into me. But he was with his 2 friends who were a lot less drunk. And they were sitting in the back, and they were talking to me the whole ride. And as they're getting out, the guy is like, "Is this your real hair? I like your hair. Your skin is so nice, and this and this and that." And his friends are like, "Come on, get out. You're drunk, da 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 da." Right? Mm-hmm. So as they're like dragging him out, he reaches his arm out, and I'm talking, like I'm facing him, I'm talking in the back seat, and he just reaches out and just grabs. I don't know. It's like he clawed at me, and he just like grabbed my mouth. And he's like, "You have a nice mouth," and they're like, "Okay, time to get out," and they just yanked him out. So I didn't even really have time to respond. Like they just pulled him out of literally they jerked him out of my car. They were like, "Yeah, you're doing much," and they were like, "I'm so sorry, my friend's so drunk," and I'm just like, "It's cool."
What did you what did you rate him?
Like,
what did you rate him?
Well, at the time, I really kept forgetting about the week. Like every 95 something, aired with him again. And the thing is, like, it wasn't his account; it was his friend's account. So I didn't want to
I got
the
you.
friend badly, but I think I gave him a bad review anyway.
Damn. Okay. All right. I'm gonna finish up on these last two because I feel like this has happened at least once to somebody. Is anybody going on a date with the passenger? Like, does Uber or Lyft have rules against that?
No, it's your car. You do what you want to do for the most part.
All right,
cool. I mean, as far as dating goes.
I know, Courtney, you out because you married. Unless, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll say that. But no, I've not dated Uber passengers, so we'll leave it at that one.
I've gone on maybe 2 dates. One date for sure. Yeah, 2 dates. One guy.
Were you on the car?
We were just vibing, and then he was just like, "Oh, you smoke?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you have any?" And I was like, "Sure." And then he was like, "Okay." I ended the trip, and then like we just smoked together, and then they gave me his number, and we went out on one date, and then I hung out with him again one time after that, but that was about it.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm gonna just go ahead and start with you, Marina, because I've been holding this one off, and I know everybody else want to hear it. What's been your absolute worst experience driving Uber or Lyft?
Worst, honestly, is just people's, like, there's been a few bad ones, but just like people trying to come in your car with alcohol, and I'm like, and I don't know about other states, but in the state of California, like, you have an open container, that's an automatic DUI for the driver, you know what I mean? And I'm like, some girl was like trying to come in with her cup, and I was like, "I'm sorry, you can't have alcohol." And she was like, "Are you serious right now?" And I was like, just the way she said it, and I turned around and was like, "Yeah, I'm serious." And she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this shit." And I was like, "Girl, like, I do not have fucking time. Like, I don't have time for your bullshit." And her boyfriend was just like, "Oh, it's okay, babe. Just throw away the alcohol. Come in." And then after that, it's just like, it's hard to have, like, be nice, to the passenger, because I'm just like, bitch, like, are you stupid? Like, no, you can't have liquor in my car. Stuff like that. People, like, not knowing or calling me right when I'm in front of them, and they're like, "What car are you in?" And I'm like, "Girl, open the app and look what car I'm in. It's not that difficult. Everything is on the app." Like, shit like that. But other than that, like, besides one girl, like, throwing up in my car, I had a girl throw up, and that was probably the worst as far as, like, anything happening in my car. But other than that, it's just, like, stupid stuff, like you said, we're going to get to later, like, people disrespecting your vehicle, putting their shoes on top of your, like, seats. And I'm like, are you going to pay for me to wash my car after? Because why are you putting your shoes on top of my seats, So, yeah, just shit like that. But other than that, I haven't, like, I don't experience too many bad things because I don't really talk with them. Like, I just, like, "Hi, how are you?" And we're done. We don't need to have any more conversation. So I haven't had too many bad ones.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes.
So how much do you get if someone throws up in your car?
So before it was different because it was just how much your receipt is for when they
they compensate you?
Where if it's something small, If it's something small, it's like $30. If it's something big, is $80. Something bigger is about a $140. So it depends on the mess, but it does go up to I think $150. You get reimbursed.
So they compensate you for damage to your vehicle from.
Oh yeah, and Lyft. I know in LA, Lyft gives you $200, and they don't need any pictures. They don't need a receipt. Nothing. They just need you to tell them that someone dirtied your car. With Uber, you have to take pictures of the vomit and then upload it, and then they'll reimburse you. But with Lyft, I know they give you $200.
So you gotta. All right, I guess that's the only way they'll know if you take a picture of it. I suppose. Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Courtney, what's been your worst experience?
So my worst experience, it would probably just be a drunk guy that I had. And actually he would happen to be one that sat in the front seat, then fell asleep. And then when we finally made it to his place, it took him forever to get out. And he was just like kind of looking at me and wanting to talk. And I'm just thinking like, get the hell out of my car. So that's kind of the worst for me. It hasn't been too bad. So I've never had anyone throw up in my car. But I've had people throw up on the outside of my car, like actually hit the outside of the car. So I'm fortunate for that.
Damn.
But other than that, nothing really terrible.
What about you, Jessica?
Nothing too bad. I think I've had more annoyances. I don't know. Like, has anybody picked up like pool passengers before? Like I had. So one instance, I had to pick up like 3 separate people, and like the first guy, he was back there huffing and puffing, like he didn't know he picked a pool ride. I mean, like, what do you expect?
Oh, we don't have that.
Oh, y'all don't?
No.
Oh, yeah, I had to pick up like 3 separate people, and he was huffing and puffing, like he had to be somewhere, at a certain time. And then another instance with a pool ride, I had somebody pick it up where they were going to the airport. And they was asking, well, am I going to be dropped off first? I'm like, well, it depends on, Uber, because I don't have any say on who I drop off first. And it just so happened the other person was getting dropped off first, and they were upset because they had to make their flight at a certain time. And I'm like, well, you picked the pool. What do you expect? So that's pretty much it. Like, nothing too bad, just annoyances like that.
What's been your worst, Terrence?
The worst experience?
Yeah.
The gay African.
Okay. That'll do. That'll do it, I guess. All right, Sammy, what's been your worst?
You know what? Court, my bad. Let me come back. Let me not put the gay African. I was actually hit and run while I was driving with actual passengers, so that was probably. Outside of that other situation, that was probably my worst circumstance. Just because I got, like I said, I purchased a car and then I started driving for Uber. I probably got hit and run maybe like a month after that. After I actually got my car, and it was just kind of really rainy, and somebody hydroplaned in front of me, and I was far enough back to not hit them, but someone coming from behind me who couldn't see what was going on rear-ended me. And then the car that hydroplane hit me as well. So, really, that's when you were talking about the insurance situation before. It's really troubling, and I would encourage everyone, who potentially wants to be a driver, who is a driver, and maybe didn't do due diligence, look into your laws in your state, because you could find yourself in a very bad situation. I got lucky. This was when I got hit and run. It was back when they had this dual insurance, where you got the Uber one when you're doing a drive, and you got your personal one as well. Well, the Uber one had a $2,000 deductible. I had $1,800 worth of damages. I would have basically paid for that out of pocket. So what I ended up doing was just going with my personal insurance, and I was very blessed that they didn't ask me, and I didn't have to divulge that I was taxiing with my car, because they could have dropped me for insurance fraud just for that. And a lot of insurance providers can't do that. So you need to know, even if you don't have a commercial insurance, you need to know what will your insurance provider do if you have to lean on them for an accident. Like I said, I was very lucky, and I drove months after that happened. But once I made enough money at my regular job that I didn't need to Uber, that was a big deterrent, just having to worry about being in an accident. When you put your car on the road more, there's just more risk, and even when it's out of your control. So that was probably the worst, but also the most knowledgeable experience. So whenever someone asks me, I always tell them, make sure you know your insurance situation in addition to your true costs.
Gotcha. What's been your worst experience, Sammy?
All right, so it was with drunk people.
Of course.
So these I guess it was like a group of like 4 white guys got in the car. So my whole car is full. 1 in the front seat, 3 in the back, right? And one of them was smoking outside, and I'm like, hey man, you can't smoke in here, right? He was like, all right, cool. So he smoked it for a little bit, and then he threw it out, right? So they all get in the car, and I'm talking with the guy in front. I'm talking to him about sports. Everything's cool, everything's good, everything's straight. And then as I'm driving, and he's looking back nervously, but then he looked back at me. Now, in hindsight, I noticed it, right? So I look at my rearview mirror, and I see a head outside my window. I'm like, what is going on back there, right? And so I continue driving, but then in my mind, I'm like, I realize what's going on. He's throwing up outside of my car while I'm on the highway. He's like, yeah, like his head was outside the window, and he's throwing up outside of my car. I'm like, I'm so pissed. Like, I'm so pissed. So I get to the destination, I get to the bar, and they all just run out my car. They know what's going on, so they just run out my car. All my car doors are already open, so they don't have the decency to close my car door. They just run to the bar. I get out my car to close it, and I see throw up all down the left side of my car. I was so pissed. And I'm talking about these dudes. I told them not to smoke. You know what I'm saying? And they smoke anywhere in my car. Then you go throw up on the side of my car. It was just the worst thing. So, and that happened within the first few months of me doing Uber. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, that was the worst experience for me, for real.
All right, cool. Stacy's having a little bit of trouble connecting. I'm gonna try to get her on. If I gotta get her on speaker, I'll just do that. But she's still trying to connect. We're gonna finish up with any advice that you have for both passengers and people that want to drive. I'm gonna start with you, Courtney.
Shut up if you get the other person doesn't talk to you. So I see it all the time where people say their Uber drivers just talk the whole time and they don't want them to talk. And I just don't even understand how that's possible. It's like, if you don't talk to me, I don't talk to you. That's simple.
Yeah.
But be safe. Follow your instincts. Because sometimes you might have to cancel a ride because you have people who might make you wait outside for over 5 minutes. You can cancel and go. But for riders, I would say be ready. If you request a ride, be ready. Don't make the driver wait. That's rude. Mm-hmm. It really is. So that's pretty much it. I don't have too much to say. It's kind of pretty simple. Just be respectful of your driver and of your passengers, and do the best you can.
Okay. Jessica, advice for riders and potential drivers?
For drivers, I would say just to have some patience because you dealing with a lot of different personalities and just a lot of different stuff. So just have a little patience. And the same for riders too. They can have some common courtesy. A lot of it is just common sense, I think, and just how to treat people. Treat people how you want to be treated. And like Courtney said, be ready because it's ridiculous to have to wait over even 2 minutes. Because if you request a ride, you know to be ready. It tells you how long they're going to be there and even when they arrive. So my main thing is just be ready and have some patience.
All right, Marina, I know you got mad advice for both riders and potential drivers. Being the most experienced, what you got for us?
For riders, I will say my biggest pet peeve is when I have to wait for you for more than 2 minutes. I'm not supposed to, but I don't care and I cancel your ride. I don't have time to wait for you. You order in an Uber, be outside. Especially, I don't know about other cities, but in LA, we have so many drivers that Uber it's less than a minute away. No matter where you are, it's less than a minute away. And just be respectful of the person's vehicle. We don't have to do this. I could decline a ride So it's like when you get in, don't be playing with your hair and then decide you want to throw your loose hairs in my car. Like, that's not okay. Don't get in the car with alcohol. That's also not okay. Don't ask me if you can fucking smoke in my car. Also not okay. And as a rider, my biggest problem is road rage. But that's A, maybe because I have road period, and B is because I'm in LA. But road rage, like, honestly, if you can't deal with road rage, you probably shouldn't be driving. And I've had experiences where I've thrown bottles at cars. I've gotten out of my car to fight with somebody. Like, yeah, I've had, like, I'm telling you, like, LA is just as bad. Like,
with the passenger in the car?
Not with the passenger.
Oh, okay.
No, this is like I dropped off the passenger, and then so I don't know, some shit happened, and I was like, "Well, bitch, pull over." So she pulls over, and I pull over, and I get out the fucking car. I'm like, "What's up?" And then she's like, "But she's like half of my size." And like, I'm like, should I hit her? She's fall to the floor because she's like literally 100 pounds. So you don't road rage even after you drive out, you know, even after you're done, just because you're on the road all the time and everything is so annoying that, you know, you're just like, fuck, all this road rage. So, you know, try to remain calm, but I've thrown things at other cars, passengers, and like, I don't care. Oh my god! Water bottles. I've thrown lotion bottles at other cars. I've thrown floss. I've thrown pencils, coins. I don't care.
And you maintain a 4.9 rating?
No, I have a 4.8.
Oh, because you threw stuff. I got you.
Whatever, man.
All right, Sammy. What advice do you have for both riders and passengers?
Well, I'm gonna go with drivers first. I think a lot of people who are receiving service don't know common courtesy, and they don't treat the people who are serving them with that, you know, with the respect that they deserve. And a lot of people look at Uber drivers as if they're lower than them, as far as like, right. Oh, like, you know, you're driving me around, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. And I'm like, listen, this is not my full-time gig. Like, I'm an accountant. Like, I make good bread. Like, don't play with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but like, you know what I'm saying? It like, people are very condescending when they get in my car. And you know, and I just don't like that disrespect because it's not the human. As a driver, I would say you really need to have a lot of patience. And just feel the person out. So the person wants to talk to you, and the person seems like a positive person, just talk to the person. The person just, you know, puts his headphones in or whatever, just chill, you know, drive, and just take them to point A, point B. That's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And don't touch me. I forgot to say that part.
Is that a well? I mean, I know, and I got Stacy back on the line, y'all. She on the speakerphone. I know Stacy got touched in the face, but is that a real problem? Like, people getting touched?
Yeah, especially the drunk guy. Like I said, if you're out late at night, then you have a lot of the drunk people. So I know the last time it was a guy that, like, you know, touched my hair and stuff, and he was sitting in the back seat, which means like he was like all in my space because it's not that close to me for him to be touching my hair. So yeah, people touch. Gotcha. Don't touch me.
All right, Terrence, I know you kind of gave a little bit of advice a little while ago, but if you got any more for either potential drivers or riders?
I mean, I would just echo what everyone's saying about the riders, you know, really be mindful. This isn't a taxi car. This is people's personal vehicle. It might be their only vehicle, you know, slamming car doors, just being mindful how you would want to treat your car or this car, that type of thing. If you don't want to be talked to, you know, kind of, I don't want to say give people the cold shoulder, but don't really engage in conversation. I think most people won't bother you and try to make you talk if you don't seem like you're trying to talk. I'm sure there's always that weird driver that's going to make you talk to him, but like everyone was saying, that's not how a normal person is. And I guess the last thing I would say for a driver, echoing everything everyone else has said, but in addition to kind of like what I was saying with the insurance, please like sit down and think about your cost per mile to drive. Your car depending on the year of your car, depending on whether it's old, new, what condition is, it costs a cent amount to actually drive and put a mile on your car. So you got to calculate that when you're making money. So don't ever look at, I made $100 one night and I only had $15 of gas. What did you really put on your car? Did you put 300 miles in your car? That doesn't make sense. Like, you will come out driving at a loss when at the end of the year that could help you for tax purposes. Just don't get caught up in thinking that you're just making hand over fist. I think it's a great thing for people who are in between situations, need money, but especially people driving full time, just always be mindful of your true earning that you're making. And people, when they first start out, they never know what they're truly making. Like when people who are more experienced, like Marina probably knows exactly what she's making after everything. But when people start out, they always just look at what they're making and how much gas they put in, and they get an oil change. It's so much deeper than that, and you always are at risk.
Gotcha.
And can I just add one more thing in there?
Yeah.
Just going off of that. Also, please don't ask your driver to wait for you. Like if you need to stop at the grocery store, I'm not gonna wait for you to do your shopping while we're on the clock. Like if it's gonna take 2 minutes, that's fine. You have to go get a Starbucks, that's fine. But I've had people like, hey, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. Can you wait for me? No, I cannot wait for you. I'm getting literally 15 cents to the minute. I'm not waiting for you. So just be considerate of that as well,
Gotcha. Stacy, what advice do you have for new drivers and advice that you have for passengers?
I don't know why you're still cutting up.
Oh, well, it's definitely not my phone. I got 5 bars. You hear me?
Bars and bars and bars.
Stacy, can you hear us, Stacy?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right,
you got her. What advice?
What advice do you have for new drivers and for passengers?
I'm gonna start with the passengers. A lot of passengers think that we're taxi. I think I heard someone say that they feel like they're obligated to certain things, and they don't realize that we're independent contractors. So I think people just need to be more mindful that it's a different type of service. It's a personal car service. It's not a taxi. And people need to be mindful that we're not obligated to provide certain things for them. As far as drivers, I don't know if I really have any advice. I mean, I went in with a different mindset than I have now. Like, I was very nervous when I started out, and now it's kind of the reverse. So I would just say for any new drivers, if they're nervous about getting started, they should just do it. If I had listened to, a good lot of the people that told me not to do it, I would have never done it. So, they could potentially be missing out on some decent side money. So I would tell people who have been considering it for a while to just go ahead and do it. Gotcha.
Real quick, Stacy, what's your driver rate? What's your rating?
Right now, I'm not sure. I haven't driven in a while, but I think the last time I checked, it was like a 4.8 or something like that.
Okay, 4.8. Courtney, what's yours?
I'd probably like a 4.8 or something like that. I think when I first started off, it wasn't as great because I didn't have a new car, and I felt like, well, if they get into like a 2005, they rate you lower than that. Or maybe it's just like not learning the city. But now I'm like at a 4.8.
Jessica, what's yours?
4.9.
4.9. Jessica's the high roller. Marina, I think you said yours is 4.8, right? It was a 4.9,
4.7,
it's
4.8.
It's a 4.7-ish?
Yeah.
Because you threw stuff?
No, it's just because I don't talk to passengers as much. I kind of go off of their vibe, but like those who want to talk, I'm just kind of like, I guess we can talk. But yeah, it's mostly that. And the biggest complaint I get is my music choice. And that's another thing I wanted to add. As a passenger, you guys, if you do not like someone's music choice, Ask them to change it because you're getting in my car. I'm listening to what I like, so I don't know how you're gonna leave me a lower rating just because you don't like my music.
But
choice,
you said earlier that you ain't changing music for nobody. You was like, no.
No, I mean no. When they ask me for an auxiliary chord, I'm not giving you an auxiliary.
Oh, okay.
If you ask me to change the station, like if I'm listening to R&B and you want me to play country, that's fine, But don't ask me for an auxiliary chord. I'm not gonna give it to you.
Okay.
Why they can't have the auxiliary cord?
What happened?
I said, why they can't have the auxiliary cord?
You know what? Because one time I gave it to this guy to play, and Jesus, I don't know what the fuck he was playing. And after that, I was like, I'm never giving nobody an auxiliary cord again, ever.
Hey, Marina, let me play my mixtape, yo.
She had mad Jamaican horns.
I might, because there's substance, but people put like some weird shit, and I'm just like, I'm not giving you my auxiliary cord. At least with the radio station, I know what I'm gonna kind of get, but like other than that, no.
Hey, sidebar, real talk. When y'all drive and there's a song that has nigga in it and you got white people in the car, what do they do? What do they do? I'm asking because I've seen both. I've seen dudes say it and I look at them like.
Hold on, let me make sure Stacy heard that. Stacy, did you hear the question?
No.
All right. So Terrence asked, and I'm gonna start with you, Stacy. Terrence asked if you're playing a song that got the word nigga in it, and you got white passengers. What do your passengers do? Do they still say it, or do they get real awkward?
That's already happened to me. Strangely, the white passengers that I've had that have done that, they had an edited version of the songs. It's like the most random thing, right? And they didn't say it. No, they didn't.
All right, okay. Sammy, did your passengers say it, or did they just? What did they do?
Nah, I never had that disrespect over there.
I think they know better. For real.
All right. What about you, Jessica?
I never had that, luckily, but no, I never had anybody actually say the word.
Courtney?
Well, my music is always so loud that I really wouldn't hear them anyway.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she was on Chief Keef all day. I got you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Marina, when you do it and your song has nigga and they said you fight them?
No, but you know what? No, I won't. But you know what? I will say this as far as race goes. I've had issues, like the most recent one has been like I picked up a bunch of white people, right? And it was right after the Beyonce Super Bowl. And you know how there was the whole controversy whether she should have came out with the whole, with the Black Panther. And so this white, like to me, I'm like, Beyonce, you do what the fuck you want to do. First of all, second of all, it's for the people. Like I get it. But like these white people decided they wanted to talk about it. And so this white girl was like, and I'm like, the whole world. Like, what do you mean? She did one thing for her people and it's all of a sudden not appropriate. But like I can't come in the conversation and be like, well, listen, bitch, like these are things she could do it, But I have had like shit like that, or like when the whole Donald Sterling thing happened with the racist comments, like this white passenger, and I don't know if it was Terrence talking about it, politics come up, and he was like, well, what do you think of Donald Sterling? And in my head, I'm like, man, he's a fucking piece of shit. And this guy is like, well, I feel like he has right to say what he wants. I'm like, you know what? He does have the right, and there's also fucking consequences to what he said. So there is that. But it's like, it's just topics like like I said, I'm a minority, you know what I mean? Like, my mentality, again, is different than the average white American. Right. So for me, it's like, it's hard to like, kind of defend minorities when you have like people like that, especially if they don't agree with you, then it's like the rating is based on that. And I know that because I've had people rate me based off of conversations before, because all of a sudden I'm getting a message from Uber, oh, you weren't professional enough. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, like shit like that comes up, and honestly, like I can't, as far as saying something, I can't personally butt in and give my 2 cents on race issues, whatever.
Gotcha. Sammy, did I get your advice? I don't think I got yours, Sammy. Your advice for I got yours?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, so did I get everybody?
I think so.
I got everybody. Okay, cool. So thanks. This was a lot of fun. I didn't expect to hear about getting offered hand jobs and threesomes. That was hella cool. Yeah. You can't plan for this stuff. Did anybody else have any questions? I'm gonna just go around the block. Stacy, tell us where we can find you. Anything you got going on? Anything you want people to know about you before we sign off? Stacy?
Wow.
Dang. She talked to me in sign language again. And it's audio. All right, I'm gonna just come back to you, Courtney. Oh, you back, Stacy?
Oh, my bad.
Dang, what are you doing?
I'm so sorry.
Dang. Okay. Just tell us anything you want if you have anything going on, where they can find you, any plugs you got or anything.
Any plugs?
Any plug yourself.
No, I live a boring 30-year-old life.
Okay. All right, cool. Courtney, where can we find you at?
Okay, so you can find me again on Twitter and Instagram at Pearl of Wisdom with 2 M's. And I don't really do much either. I'm here or there. I'm working all the time. I'm kind of boring too. We'll leave it at that. We'll say that anyway.
Okay, Jessica.
You can find me on Twitter, Jess_refreshed. And I'm going to plug my uncle's soap store. He make handmade soaps. So
okay.
It's at distinctbath.com. It's in Chicago in the Urban Park neighborhood, if y'all familiar.
Okay, cool. Marina?
I'm on Twitter, kind of, at Vanished Tears.
Wait a minute. I feel like you should be on Twitter way more than you are. After this conversation.
A lot of people tell me that, but I feel like, I don't know, my personality is better like when I'm able to talk with people, as opposed to like tweeting and stuff. Like I'm on Snapchat a lot.
Oh, what's the Snapchat? Yo! What's the Snapchat? And spell it.
It's Miss MISS .bonbon BONBON. I'm on Snap a lot. I mostly go on rants. I show y'all, LA. I road rage shit, just random shit. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have a plug. I'm not really on social media, I guess, as much as I should.
We need you to tweet a little bit more. We really putting you out there right now. Like,
damn it.
All right, Sammy, plug the podcast where we can find you. Everything you got going on.
All right, man. You can find me at GQstatus _ and you can also find the podcast at Get Hip Radio if you are a big fan of hip hop and you want to have some intelligent conversation about hip hop, or you just want to have any type of conversation about hip hop. You can follow us. We're on SoundCloud. You can find us on iTunes. I'm definitely gonna have Corey on the show as well, so you can talk about hip hop as well. Yeah. So yeah, man. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to plug right there.
Okay. All right, Terrence.
Yeah, nothing really to plug, but you can find me on Twitter under the Buoy, BUIE. So I'll be there.
Okay, cool. Stacy, where can we find you at? We didn't get where we could find you. You were just like, I'm boring.
So I'm Stacy Diva, all one word. I'm pretty basic, so I mean it's Stacy Diva on Instagram, Snapchat, it's the same name everywhere. And that's where you can find me.
Okay, cool. So that'll wrap up this episode again, guys. Thanks so much for being a part of it. I've had a blast. I've learned so much. I guess the one last question I have, and everybody doesn't have to answer, is driving Uber and Lyft worth it to you?
I didn't hear the question. What did you say?
Is driving for Uber or Lyft, is it worth it? Whatever that means to you, is it worth it?
Because all you got, I think, is worth it. Like, if you in between jobs, it's definitely a good
Hold on,
option.
Stacy. Go ahead, Jessica. Stacy was...
Wear and tear in your car and stuff like that.
Say it again, Stacy.
No, I was saying if for temporary purposes, I would say maybe a year or two. I think it's worth it, but after that, I mean, your car is getting wear and tear, and just the amount of things I've had to do with my car, especially since it's older.
Gotcha.
It's just like, oh my God.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, if you're trying to do it for the rest of your life, I don't know that it would be worth it, but yeah, temporarily, I think.
What were
pay
you?
off a few bills here and there, yeah.
Gotcha. What were you saying, Jessica? Is it worth it?
I was just saying it was worth it, like if you in between jobs or, if that's your only option right now, it's definitely a good little side job at that too. So.
Cool. Anybody else? Is it worth it?
I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Oh, was somebody talking? Oh, yeah, I think it's worth it. It definitely is some quick income, and you can do it as much as you want to. You have that freedom. And for us, we were able to get like 2 newer cars by doing it, and it relieves the strain just from the payment. But like Stacy said too, is that you do have all that wear and tear. So imagine like having a brand new car, and you've already sets of tires already. So you just have to do the cost of it all.
Gotcha.
But
Marina.
I do want to say it is worth it if you need like money, if you're really struggling, or if you have like a vacation coming up. But like the rest of them said, it puts a lot of wear and tear. You don't know when you might get a flat tire. I have a plug for almost everything here, so I rewind my miles on my leased car. That way, when I return it in, my miles say way less than what I actually drove. So if you have someone who can do that,
wow.
You got to cut out some of this podcast when we get Marina in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, I smoke with them. You know what I mean? Rewind the miles back on the lease car.
Listen, you fucking find someone. Look, Armenian people do that shit all the time in LA. Buy a new car, lease that shit, rewind the miles, return.
We need to talk after this.
Find your local Armenian in your town. I guarantee you they will do it.
Wow.
I'm going to send you a DM tonight.
But honestly, like if you can find someone to do that, someone to help you with the oil change, like maybe you get it on the low or whatever, it's worth it. But in the long haul, like it really isn't. Like if you own the car and it's yours, don't do it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Anybody else?
Yeah, I would say, for the reasons that you say, like you had a lot of expenses that month and you're trying to pay rent, I would definitely say do it. Like we were in a situation with me, if in between jobs, do it. But yeah, it's a temporary thing. Like I do it every now and then if I want some extra income, and that's pretty much the way I play it.
Okay, cool. That cover everybody. Anybody else? Anybody else leave anybody else out?
I would say just this is Terrence again. I would just say it's definitely worth it to just go out there and do it. It's not gonna hurt to do it once, kind of see if you like it or not. But maybe set yourself with some limits that you're gonna do. Like you're only gonna put so much miles on your car. You're only gonna drive so much, and then always maybe keep your account active enough so if you do want to capitalize on a holiday, you can, and you can make a lot of money in one night, and you don't have to drive until the next time you want to drive. But yeah, I would definitely say it's worth it. But like I said, just set some limits for yourself.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Again, y'all, this has been a blast. You guys have been awesome. I am going to have you guys put your codes. Matter of fact, go ahead and put your codes in the chat right now. Your driver. What is it? The bonus, the driver codes, where people get the free ride codes is what it's called, I guess. And I'll be sure to tweet those out and put those in the show notes. So. Can help y'all out. I mean, I can't pay y'all, but this is the least I could do. So, all right, y'all.
I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, y'all. So this has been.
All right, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you. I'd like to thank our guests for coming on today. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, send an email to otap@writeme.com. Follow the conversation on Twitter by searching the hashtag OTAP, that's OTAP, or following us on Twitter at OTAP Show. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Android users can listen to the podcast on Podcast Public. Just download the app and search OTAP Show. On behalf of our guest, I'm your host, Corey, and I'll see you back here next week on the Air Podcast, starring you.